Welcome to Southern California, where summer is endless and the softball is premier. There is no better proving ground to show you belong at the highest level. Summertime, PGF, Irvine, crowning champions for 10 years. Hello, Southern California. We are always thrilled to be back, and a team from Arizona fighting hard to represent in this, the 14U Premier Level National Championship game. Waiting on the other side, a team that's incredibly experienced in all things success. As a matter of fact, a team playing up for the Mojo out of Tennessee. Glad to have you with us at the Anna Manning Stadium, Bill Barber Park, the 14U Premier Championship, the Tennessee Mojo and the Arizona Storm. Hi there, folks, and welcome back to the ballpark. Glad to have you with us. The best of the best Premier Girls Fast Pitch. This is Amanda Freed, Olympic gold medalist and national champion at UCLA. My name is Darren Sutton. It's fun for these athletes with the Mojo. They've seen their youngers do what they have done. One player actually bumping up from that 10U age group. They're comfortable now playing at the highest level. This is a very strong program, especially in the circle.
Year after year, they put together the best players from their region, and they make it out here to the Premier Girls Fast Pitch National Championship. They've been on this field. Last year, their 10Us were on this field, or their 12Us, excuse me. This year, 14U Premiers, a team that is always here, always puts together a good product.
Jaden Goodwin was on that team that won a PGF championship. You saw her a moment ago, number 12 on her jersey. And Caitlin Terry will lead things off, the starting lineup for the team that's mainly West Phoenix, East Phoenix, teams around there, but there's some players from Tucson as well. It's Terry, it's Daniel, Dela Monica, War, Vance, Brisky, Martinez, Solis, and Apple. Not Appel, it's Apple. What a great name. Her father, the head coach, and certainly excited to get to know these athletes. And that one, Keegan Rothrock. First of all, an outstanding name. She's out of Indiana, and this is an athlete, before the rules changed, is verbally committed already to be a Florida Gator.
Well, she looks like a Gator out there in the circle with her.
Yes, she does. Good call by you.
Uniform on. But she has been lights out this entire tournament. She's thrown about 44 innings, 70 strikeouts, so she's a power pitcher. She's thrown a perfect game and has just been the workhorse in the circle.
There's the power we talked about. That one turns over. Defense unable to work yet. Blackwell, Adams, Parker, Bueno, Goodwin, Williams, Pennell, and Bergeron behind the plate. Macy Bergeron, her battery mate. Number 16 on that orange jersey. And that one drills the outside corner extended. So if we know right away that that's a strike, I stay out there if I'm Rothrock whenever I need a big out.
Now, great two-strike pitch. Difficult to handle, but just gets underneath it as Bergeron behind the plate grabs it for the strikeout.
1-0 the count as that one misses. Caitlin Terry goes down on strike. Sierra Daniel next. Daniel takes high. Daniel heading into her freshman year. She'll be enrolling at Seton Catholic Prep, which is down in the Mesa area on the east side, East Valley in Phoenix, Arizona. She dreams someday of UCLA, Oklahoma, Oregon, ASU, of course. Playing on a Storm team that played in this event last year. Right down the middle, and it's a strike. Challenging times in the Valley with regard to playing softball in the heat of the summer. When you're looking at, first of all, storms right now in Arizona, a lot of the desert storms coming in. And when it's not stormy, it's 115 degrees, so it's a different kind of pressure for these athletes.
Yeah, this is feeling nice.
It is.
Out here.
I mean, they're in the sun, and others might be uncomfortable with it. The humidity of Tennessee comes into play as well. Rolls that one to the left side, off the glove of Pennell, and Sierra Daniel is on. Sierra, who will tell you speed is a big part of what she does. Sorry, Amanda.
Now this is just a great at-bat, going deep in the count, drawing 3 balls, and then a full count, just putting the ball in play and wheeling it out down first base.
Chasing up and out of the zone. Rising freshman, Alexis Dela Monica, Queen Creek High School. It's some big-time Pac-12 schools on our list. One SEC and UC Davis. As that one has popped up, couldn't find it. Chase Wild, Guillermo Villanueva, Lyle Dove, and Art Quinones. The men and women over the last couple of weeks have done a great job umpiring this event. As that one sails high from Keegan Rothrock. Keegan, by the way, is out of Whiteland, Indiana. She, too, heading into her freshman year on Colley High School. As we said earlier, a Gators commit. And part of that 10U PGF National Championship team. So she and her second baseman, part of that team that won it all. Keegan, mom is Laura, dad is Greg. And it's just Keegan, the only child, along with their chocolate lab, Coco, at home. So now that we're out of the 10U, we get to the 14U. Can we mention dogs and things like that and still have fun? Okay, just want to make sure. Didn't know how serious we were supposed to be. These players, the love of the sport is so evident. The time they put in now, high school, social life, the challenges of being a young woman heading into high school, put it together with the pressure of playing at this level. You went through it, and it's a different kind of time management, and this is kind of a turning point. This 14U age group, this is freshman, sophomore high school. Over the top, changed up on a beautiful pitch.
She's a power pitcher. She's throwing the ball high in the zone, but then this nice off-speed pitch with some drop on it. It's going to be an important pitch as this game goes on.
An incoming freshman at Desert Vista High School in Phoenix, Arizona. This is Alexa War, the catcher. National Junior Honor Society, a 4.0 in the classroom. Off the end of the bat, pop to the right side, ranging back, looking into the sun. Jaden Goodwin makes a fine play. So the Desert Storm rolling out of the gates at Tennessee Mojo, ready to swing the bat. 14U national title game. This Mojo team, very special and a nice history over the last couple of years. Let's take a look at their lineup. Jaden Goodwin, Mia Williams, Taylor Pinnell, Macy Bergeron, Angelique Bueno, Keegan Rothrock. Old school, just roll them out and play. Hits for herself. All right, Jaden Goodwin, you're up first out of Paris, Kentucky. Jocelyn Brisky is in the circle. She turns that one over and it sails away. Jocelyn out of Desert Vista High School as well, starting her freshman year. Daughter of Paul and Melissa as she fires a strike to Goodwin. This is an incredibly local team, this Storm team. And I have nor does anyone else have qualms if I were to mention the AZ Storm and tell you about an athlete from Nevada or an athlete from California or Oregon. This is a very local team, though. Very Arizona-based. Almost all of it Phoenix, a little bit of Tucson.
Well, there's a really rich history in this Arizona Storm program dating back to the early 90s.
Rolled toward the hole, great speed, long throw, nowhere close. Kate Vance, the shortstop, back against the wall with the speed of Goodwin. She is on.
Good barrel control, nice placement of the ball, and this is a great plant and throw across the diamond. You just have to rush it because of the speed of Goodwin.
Mia Williams out of Windermere Prep in Florida as she begins her freshman year. Her siblings, Jackson is her brother, Nina is her sister. And Williams is another committed Florida Gator. Runner on the move, throw down, stayed with her, hung on to the bag there. So Goodwin with the stolen base. So we have a pitcher in the circle committed to be a Gator, and Williams, the shortstop, the same commitment.
And a great jump, showing off that speed. Nice job of keeping that hand on the base.
Fouled that one off at home plate.
Nice location on that pitch.
Brisky yields a high fly ball to right field. A pitch away. She took it the other way. Williams with a nice approach. Brooke Apple, the right fielder, makes the play for the out, ranging in. That coaching staff. Steve Apple on your left. Corey Vance. Jimmy Martinez. Some great stories, by the way, behind the scenes with these coaches that we'll share when we have a chance. Usually, most of them, almost all of them, it's not their main day job. It's their passion. Some of them with unique jobs down there. Rises and jumps out of the zone. Effective pitch there to Taylor Pinnell.
This one going up in the zone. A nice rise ball. That's the best spot you can throw through the waist.
Taylor's got a year under her belt in high school at Rock Island High School in Illinois, Milan, Illinois. Got a younger sister in Milan. Wanted to say it right there. That one is popped foul. Milan's in Italy. Milan's in Illinois. She dreams of Auburn someday, one of her dream schools. Stephanie and Brandon with Addison, younger sibling. Drives it. Left field, ranging back, can't get there. Solis will play it off the wall. This is a powerful and dangerous team, and they show it right away. The Tennessee Mojo lead it 1-0. Taylor Pinnell with the double and an RBI.
Number 16, Macy Bazaran.
And after a nice couple of pitches, she gets a hold of this one, Pinnell. A nice swing. This pitch over the plate. Zoltz tracks it down.
Macy Bazaran. You see that LSU logo on her helmet right there? Right up over that right ear flap by the Mojo on the front. She's committed. Macy Bazaran is committed to go to LSU. Defensively, Solis, Martinez, Apple, Delamonica, Vance, Daniel, Terry with Alexa War behind the plate. Jocelyn Brisky trying to clean things up. That rise ball effective, as you said, throws that through the waist.
And this pitch looks so good coming in. That's the pitch when you get a hold of. It goes a long way. It's tempting and difficult to lay off of.
Two and two the count. Elevated, effective pitch. Sun doesn't deter the first baseman, Caitlin Terry, from making the play. As the LSU commit and the Rain, Louisiana native goes down. Angelique Bueno out of Oviedo, Florida. Daughter of Roman and Angelica takes high. This is an outstanding volleyball player as well as softball. Well, snap throw out to the shortstop, nothing doing there.
And this Tennessee Mojo team is full of top D1 commits. Arizona Storm, I don't believe at this point they have any commits. We were talking to Rick Beach about that, and just two very different teams, different parts of the recruiting process.
Yeah, but when you talk with Apple, he'll make it clear that we have a lot of athletes that have played together for 7 years. And we're supposed to be doing this next year. We're a year ahead of our schedule. And so just a thrill for them. There's a ton of trust. Back behind home plate. He said, my players are selfless. They trust one another. They enjoy when the others are stars, though they want the pressure to be a star as well. That's the kind of stuff that's important. That's how you beat a team that's maybe a little bit more of an all-star team. That's how you earn the right to play against them. Back to the screen it goes. And playing in events like this, especially with what PGF has built, this is how you find yourself committed if you're anyone for the Storm succeeding at this stage. 3-2, look out over there. It's a rocket shot. Josh Fisher, one of the members of his staff. Watch this. Right over there. Good protection.
What are you doing at the front of the box, Coach?
We'll do it again. 3-2, 2 outs. Everyone's okay.
Oh, Angeli is all over that plate. She's not leaving any room for Brisky.
Oh, a pretty good pitch right there. It's called a little bit low.
You have to come through the zone, and that's awfully close to be taken. I don't know if it's a dangerous take when you've got full count.
2 outs, trying to get her team back in the dugout. That's been her best pitch, most effective, that rise ball. Keegan Rothrock. Pitcher against pitcher here. Keegan goes up and gets it into left center field toward the gap. Ranging over the shoulder play by Solis. And she hauls it in. Taylor Pinnell of the Mojo with a double and an RBI from Tennessee. They brought their game out here to Southern California. You know what? It plays well by the ocean. This 14U age group with a team from Tennessee and a team from Arizona. On a time to celebrate this sport, we celebrate with one of the legends of this sport. Sue Enquist joins us, the Hall of Fame head coach. Sue, when you see these athletes at this age and you understand now the freedom with regard to the rules of recruiting, there's a couple of commits, but a lot of these, let's say Arizona players especially, are now allowed to come into their own and prove something to Mike Candrea and prove something out of state. These are exciting times for the 14U athlete, aren't they?
Yeah, and you have just all these forces coming together, right? You have different teams from all over the country. You've got coaches coming in for a week, some of them a couple weeks because of all the championships. But most importantly, you see the student athlete competing under pressure, and that's hollowed ground.
Well, and you have so much involvement now in the information and giving to the parents, and I know you're very passionate about where this game can go and where it is going in the very near future. So talk a little bit about one softball, first of all, and then just what you see as being that future of our sport.
Well, I mean, when you think about PGF, they literally have had the biggest influence on the renaissance of softball in pulling together all this great talent. You're going to see many of these girls here today are most likely going to be in that LA Olympics. They're going to be coming from fields right here. You know, we've got 2020 Olympics, but then we're going to go out of the Olympics in 24, and then we'll hopefully go back in LA. So it's exciting as a college coach to not only think about your own program, to think there may be some kids out here that we're going to see in Los Angeles in the Olympics.
Kate Vance is at Hamilton High School in Chandler, Arizona. She leads things off. Sue Enquist, legendary Hall of Fame level coach, and there are many Hall of Fames in which she occupies space. Sue, of course, with one softball. Those opening ceremonies were kind of crazy and fun. So the opening ceremonies for 2 weeks, you were part of both of them. But this past week, close to 8,000 athletes, families, coaches, leaders like you. Give us a first-hand account, please, on your perspective of the opening ceremonies last Sunday.
When you think about opening ceremonies in the game of softball, you always think about sitting in a hot stadium, watching kids, you know, parade onto a hot field.
Very true.
A lot of standing, a lot of speeches.
Right center field, down for a base hit for Vance.
And I think PGF has kind of cornered the market on huge family entertainment, and an opening ceremony breaks out in that order. It's a festival a park mentality. People are in beach chairs, they're barbecuing, huge stage, entertainment, great rock stars, boy bands, and legacy players coming in to talk to the student athletes. It has a little bit of everything for everyone. The vendors love it because they're right there in the middle of the park, and most importantly, it just lends for a great experience and a warm-up for what was to come. Unbelievable competition here at this level.
Visit onesoftball.com. Legendary coach Sue Enquist joining us for one more moment. My final question for you before we ask you about surfing quickly is just to talk with you about the responsibility of, let's say, PGF, but every other group out there, to merge information, to merge the videos, to kind of get things pulled together for the betterment of the athletes, so the parents are smarter, coaches are smarter, and the players are smarter.
There's no doubt about it. Objective information provides context for a parent. If I'm getting national objective measurables for my 14 and under, and I know that the average throw speed is 72 miles an hour, and my daughter's throwing 31, she may not be shooting for a school like a UCLA or an Arizona. So objective measurables, number one, and then connecting the video, number two, so everyone has access to that, namely the college coaches as well. So we have some great companies coming into softball in the next few years, and I just see this sport getting better and better. I love it.
My sister, Laguna resident, is cool like you and surfed this morning at 6 a.m. I crashed her pad. Did you surf this morning, and how was it?
I had a little session today. It's not as big as it was last week, but like I said to you last time, there is no bad day in the water. So no sharks, wasn't too crowded. It's a win-win. Surfing in the morning, PGF softball in the afternoon. I live a charmed life.
Sue, thank you. We appreciate you stopping by.
Thanks for having me. Appreciate it.
One softball, Sue Enquist, the legendary head coach. And just a wonderful treat. I hope your parents, you athletes, were listening, and you leaders out there, of the vision that she has as that one sails high. Freed, good stuff.
Always.
Yeah, good stuff. So passionate. Kind of the, I don't know. I'm jealous. It's someone who seems to get younger every year. It's not supposed to work that way.
It really isn't.
It really isn't. Chasing up and out of the zone, and a big strikeout of Krista Martinez, South Point Catholic in Vail, Arizona. That's down in the Tucson area. So one of the athletes that's thinking about a place like Oklahoma, Arizona State, and San Diego Christian, and goes down on strikes. Sienna Solis now in Gilbert is where she lives, outside of Phoenix, as that one sails wide. Highland High School, where she'll start her freshman year. It's got to be some Midwest ties somewhere, because her number one choice is Michigan. And don't forget Coach Candrea. It's also U of A and Washington as well. But this would be a wonderful opportunity for the Storm to maybe gain some confidence and plate one run here, bounce back. Kate Vance with a pretty swing to start it. There is Kate. But it's tough. It's tough to deal with Rothrock.
It is, and you see the approach change throughout the game. You see the pitch a little bit bigger at the beginning of the game, and you get anxious, and then you shorten up a little bit, let her provide the power, swing at better pitches, and just hopefully come around with those timely hits.
The classroom was an all-star performance for her prior to high school. That one's pop foul and out of play. Solis moves her way into South Point Catholic, having dropped a 4.28 on her middle school, and an honor student, an honor roll student. Sisters Cindy and Selena. She pops that one up right side. In foul territory, hanging on to it there is Macy Bajeron, pulling it away. 1-0 is the score here in Southern California, the 14U national title game. A team with championship experience, this Tennessee Mojo team over the last few years, at the 10U age group, at the 12U age group, with some of these players experiencing both. And Alexis Winners will lead things off. Lexington, South Carolina. A lot of Lexis, Lexingtons, Alexis. She goes by Lexi as she takes strike one. A 22 grad, so certainly heading into her sophomore year, younger for her class. she had a very wise answer when I asked her, what are your desired or dream colleges? And she said, and I quote, due to recruiting rule changes, I'm keeping my options open within the next year.
Smart.
White Knoll High School. Rebecca and Jeremy, our mom and dad, chasing up and out of the zone. Mom playing college softball. And Lexi playing varsity volleyball and softball in high school. And a straight A student with a majority of her classes at the honor or the AP level. A 4.9 GPA. Up and out of the zone. That one not only had rise, but just a little bit of spin, a curveball away.
Yeah, that's a difficult pitch to hit, the one that's moving away and a little bit up. That's a low rise on the outside corner. Even when you're trying to protect with 2 strikes, it's hard to get your barrel on that pitch.
Jolie Adams is from Indiana, Dyer, Indiana, Lake Central High School. She slaps that one foul up onto the berm. Adams young. She is heading into 8th grade. So I may have to correct myself. That may be Lake Central Middle School, unless she's looking ahead to her high school. Adams chases up and out of the zone.
And Jolie's a power slapper, so she's not trying to do too much soft in the box. The corners are pulled up, especially Delamonica over there at third base.
Well, this is a couple of times we've talked about athletes in this tournament. She is another one who has taken on the challenge of becoming a left-handed hitter as a natural-born righty over the last few years to take advantage of her speed. This is a natural right-handed hitter. Help us understand how difficult that is.
To make that transition, if you just can't make it much bigger than it is. I know it's a big deal to switch over, but it's hand-eye coordination. It's basically starting over, doing the little things, but being patient with the process. I always wonder if I would have switched over to that left side, because I had some good speed,
right,
how that would have affected my offensive game, because you have so many options.
Do you ever consider it?
I did, but for me, it felt a little bit too late in my career to be doing that. But left-handed hitting this side of the box wasn't what it is today.
Amazing play, outstretched glove, Delamonica, Alexis. First step was everything on that one. And this is a Mojo team that is not overwhelmed by the spoils of success and what it looks like. You go back over the last couple of years, and for the Tennessee Mojo, the 23 graduating team, the 23 class at the 12U level, winning it all in 2018. And a couple of years prior to that same class winning it all at the 2010 class. That one skips away. A good effort getting on top of it, Delamonica.
Now, beautiful bunt running through the box, deadens it so nicely over to Delamonica. Just a little bit into the baseline, so it's distracting for Sierra Daniel.
Second baseman, number 12, Jaden Goodwin.
That's what speed does. As soon as she sees that ball by, heads for second, picks up her coach at third.
Jaden Goodwin is committed to the University of Georgia. When you ask her, where will you be in a decade? She says, I hope I'm a Georgia alum with a master's degree in sports marketing. I dream of remaining in Georgia and coaching a lot of youngsters in my area. Right in on the hands, popped up. This team out of Arizona hanging right with them, though. Talented, a collection of college commits. Scrappy team out of the Phoenix area, down just 1-0. There is a reason that Keegan Rothrock is where she is, a commit to be an SEC member of the elite players with the Florida Gators. Why is she good? What have you seen?
In the first couple of innings, 3 strikeouts, but mixes her pitches really well. She can work both planes, keeping the ball down in the zone when she needs to, but not afraid to throw it up towards the letters, change the eyesight, and then we've seen her mix that off speed as well.
Brooke Apple loads up that back leg and goes to work, takes strike 1 over the outside corner. Desert Ridge High School. They're home in Mesa, Arizona. Brooke going to be a freshman this year. Squares up, drops down a bunt. Waiting for someone to get to the bag, and no one did. Charging was Bueno. And to be fair, Goodwin had snuck in behind her, but they're in the mind of Rothrock, wasn't a throwing lane. Let's see.
Yeah, I think that's exactly right. I think she saw Bueno standing there and didn't realize that she had that play over at first base. Goodwin was right there to receive it. Just got to throw it to the base and trust your teammate will be there.
Caitlin Terry moves the runner into scoring position. Was solid defensively, the Mojo. I mean, just sniffing that one out. Taylor Pinnell right on top of that. But a nice sack bunt for Sierra Daniel, who singled back in the first inning.
Second baseman, number 3, Sierra Daniel.
Sierra takes high. Aspires to work in the nursing field someday. Off to a great start as a student as she begins her freshman year in high school. 4.0 student all through middle school, an honor student. Right in on the hands, pops it up. Back behind the bag at second. Good play by Goodwin.
This is a very athletic play. Nice drop step. It looked like this might find the grass in shallow center, right center field, but Goodwin goes back,
Number 17,
takes away the hit.
Alexis Delamonica struck out back in the first inning. Mentioned looking at Washington and Ole Miss, UC Davis, Arizona State schools that interest her. As for now, intending to study and aspiring to work in the field of biomedical engineering.
Again, you wonder where in that came into her life that she said, oh, that'd be really interesting.
That one sails high. Oh, it's fun. It's fun to be around, whether they're 10, 12, 14, elite athletes. Taken right off of the dirt. That one caught in the air by Goodwin. There have been threats. There have been base runners in each and every inning by the Storm. Unable to capitalize, though. Rothrock just shuts things down. Bottom half of the third inning, you can feel this Tennessee Mojo team on the verge of breaking out. And Jocelyn Brisky hopes to make sure that she shuts that down as she goes. Very talented team. Brisky's held them at bay. Belted left field, well struck toward the wall. Out of here! Mia Williams with the second home run of the tournament for all teams, all competitors in the championship games. And all age groups as well. Wow. Well, you had a feeling they may break out.
I think you called it. You get part responsibility for part credit. But look at this swing and the location of that pitch. Down at the knee, she just sits and turns, throws the barrel, and that ball leaves the ballpark in a hurry. Those fences are 220. You could just see how solid it was as soon as she made contact.
Oh, that's great. Backed in, pointed out to where the softball sailed. The Florida Gator, the future Florida Gator, the commit out of Windermere, Florida. Varsity volleyball player as well. 2-0 Mojo. Backs her out of there. Taylor Pinnell. Pinnell running track and playing volleyball as well.
She's a big-time hitter, a lot of power to all fields. And she's got speed on the base paths.
Well, Taylor doesn't say it, but she's got that Auburn sticker on her helmet. She said it's her desired college. Is she an Auburn commit?
She is an Auburn commit.
Wow. This is a loaded roster.
What I think is so special, though, is all of these athletes. And if I'm a future college coach to one of these young ladies, I'm so glad that they're playing in this environment alongside some top-level recruits.
Pinnell popped up. Long run in center field. Looking up into the sunshine is Krista Martinez. 2-0 the score. 1 out in the inning here in the bottom of the third. We go from an Auburn commit to an LSU commit. AC Bacheron. Risky, one of the schools in her sights that she admires is Northwestern out of Chicago. My goodness, what a great year for Big Ten softball from Northwestern to Minnesota. Of course, the work being done by all those programs so strong. We always know we can count on Michigan to be there in the end, but getting deeper and deeper of dangerous teams. Can't tell me the Beverly Bandits haven't had something to do with that.
Yeah, right.
The 1-1. That one sails high and inside. And a team like this, Tennessee Mojo, that will pull kids south, not too far to come from Ohio or a state like that to play for the Mojo, or from Illinois. Curveball. Darts outside. Good pitch.
That's a big swing. Good movement on that curveball. Brisky rides it away.
Big swing again. Drop that back shoulder. Oh my.
And not a lot of shifting or movement in the stance.
Bounces back with a fly out and a strikeout. That's what you love to see. Absolute confidence and skill combined with Brisky.
And goes right back at that curveball. Better location. Top of the knees.
Angelique Bueno fouls that one off. A Florida State commit. Didn't mean to. Angelique will do it again. Angelica is her mom, Roman is her dad, and her older sister, Diana. Again, like a lot of these athletes, we see secondary sports, whether it be swimming, whether it be track and field, and a lot of volleyball on this Mojo team. A lot of two-sport athletes playing volleyball as well.
I actually love what volleyball gives to a softball player in terms of arm strength, agility, quick movement, that jumping motion, what that does for speed. I mean, I'm a fan of athletes playing multiple sports regardless of what sport it is.
Rocket shot, base hit, right field. Bueno with the second hit of the inning, a 2-out single. And it allows Keegan Rothrock, the pitcher, to hit for herself here.
And Bueno really had to work for this hit. She stays down really well on this pitch at the shins. It's not an inside pitch, but she stays through it well enough to drive it into right field.
Curveball just off the plate. 1-0 the count to Keegan Rothrock. Fly to left field back in the first inning. There are no denying the facts that they'll lean on her arm, and she's important, and she's shown why. But she's had some big hits for them this week. There is power to hit it out. Back to the screen. She shared an interesting story about a challenge. She said, I hopped into the weight room as a young athlete and I started building the wrong muscles. Doing a lot of workouts caused me to build my trap muscles, and it's been a big challenge to undo some of the stuff I've done. Work on building the right muscles, making them strong. Working out is important for a softball player, baseball player, football player, basketball player, but it's got to fit your muscles in your sport, and it's interesting to hear her transparently talk about that.
I think that's important. That's a huge lesson, because you hear athletes all the time at these young ages wanting to get into the weight room. But who are you training with? Do they know about the sport, about your role in the sport? And goes up to get that pitch at the shoulders. But I think that's a great lesson.
Good take on a changeup. Not in time. Beautiful throw by Alexa War. I don't know that she came out of her crouch, put it right on top of the bag, but a great jump by Bueno.
Yeah, it was difficult because she comes from her knees after blocking that pitch in the dirt. Still almost able to get Bueno out at second.
Pops that up right side. Onto the outfield grass. Sierra Daniel makes the play for the out. We've played 3. The Tennessee Mojo on top by a score of 2-0. Over the boards, you betcha. What a beautiful afternoon into the evening in Southern California. The Mojo on top, the Storm hanging in there out of Arizona. Josh Fisher is the head coach of the Mojo team. You pulled some talented players together, Coach, that, boy, they have bright futures. And with the change of the rules, most of them committed prior to the rule changes. How does a coach, and you coach high school too, how does a coach pull a bunch of players from different places together and get them to all pull on the rope at the same time?
Well, I mean, we had our group has been together. We got 5 or 6 kids that's been with us 2 or 3 years, and then about a year, just after really the fall season, we went to another organization and was able to get 3 or 4 players, and then we got some off of a tryout, and yeah, we've just been fortunate.
And so what's the name of your game? When we see you here, 10U level, 12U, year after year, you guys are pulling together one of the best products in the nation. What would you say your philosophy is in this Mojo organization?
I mean, just like you just said, you know, try to start at 10s. You know, we've had a 10U champ and a 12U, and you know, just the maturation process going through the entire organization.
Tell us about Keegan from your perspective, from a high school coach's perspective, from a college coach's perspective. Introduce us from what we're seeing, but take it deeper to Keegan Rothrock.
Yeah, I mean, she's had an amazing, really 2019, but especially out here, she's been really effective. I think, and she's got 70 strikeouts and 40-plus innings. So she's a pitcher that got out of 4 ITBs in the winners bracket.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
That might have been her and a little luck. I don't know, but that was yeah, a really good game.
Well, Josh, I'd rather be lucky than good sometimes,
Yes, sir.
too. You
Absolutely.
we've all
Gotta have
had- Amanda and I have both gotten big outs through that way.
Heck
hey,
yeah.
listen, good, serious stuff, but I will tell you, I don't know who it was, but some of your players were mugging behind you, having some good
really?
fun earlier.
Oh, yeah.
So you
I
have to
don't-
take a
sure
look
don't-
back at the tape.
Yeah, absolutely. Don't doubt that. Thank you.
All right, my friend. Be well.
Have a good one. See you, Amanda.
Yeah, we'll see if we can get some evidence. I mean, it's just, got to get them. I don't recognize every face right away. One of my favorite things to do. He's ready. We might be able to slow down and get that number. I'm asking a lot of the truck, I know. It was just a quick shot of it. High fly ball left field. Belted. Shy of the wall. That one is put away. Alexa War. Lila Blackwell makes the play. We'll see if we maybe can get that number. Pass that one along to Coach Josh.
Number 7.
I don't know, though. I'm not sure. No promises. Kate Vance singled back in the second inning. All right. I'm told it's 53. Corrine Poncho. All right, Corrine. We got you. We got her. Mugging. There she is. Oh, yeah.
It's
just
acting
kinda,
like nothing
yeah,
happened.
wait, what? We got you, Corrine. You were mugging behind the coach. Look at that. I mean, that is just understated now. Come on, let's go.
That's a thing now. In college softball, I mean, the props, the dancing, coaches are just, they have to focus.
How do you feel about that, Amanda Freed?
Darren,
Kind of a traditionalist.
you know how I feel. You got to know when the right time and place is for it, and I'm all about having fun.
Got it.
But I don't like bananas.
I got it. Freed coming correct in the final broadcast of this event. It's a little bit of a tongue lashing there. She knows I'm trying to stir it up. Josh, we got her. I mean, to the right side, base hit. That one's down. It will roll all the way to the wall. Vance has got a couple of hits. She picks up her coach, stops her at second base. Wise decision. Looks into that dugout. Come on, ladies, let's go.
She wanted it, though. She wanted to go 3. She puts a nice swing on this pitch. It's centered over the plate. She takes advantage of it, picks up her coach at third, puts on the brakes. You don't want to stop momentum. 1 out. You got a runner in scoring position.
That one sails high, up and out of the zone. It is monsoon season right now in Arizona. And they hope to turn up their own brand of storm out here. They've got work to do, though. This is a really dangerous pitcher and an offense that you feel is far from done in Tennessee. This is kind of the here and now to gain some confidence as it gets late fast. That's a good take there. Kate Vance has shown she belongs. Vance plays at a big-time program at Hamilton High School in Chandler. As that one is fouled off.
Now, pitchers like Keegan Rothrock just get better as the game goes on. So whenever you have opportunities, you get runners on base. You want to take advantage whenever possible. A good job of going upstairs and fighting it off.
A big challenge, pitcher on pitcher here. Brisky, fly ball left field. Squared it up, nice play. Boy, that one kept carrying, and Lila Blackwell hung with it. That had some really good backspin on it.
Blackwell's been busy out there in left field. Nice drop step. She runs this down, has to switch her feet. Does a good job of tracking it all the way.
Martinez takes low. 1-0 the count. Just thriving on the subject of science. One of the best in her school. She's about to start her freshman year at South Point Catholic. In Arizona, things start pretty soon. Californians still have a little while. In Arizona, we're within a week of high school starting. I apologize that I even said that out loud because I'm sure a lot of people gasped and got mad at me. 2-0. 2-1 the count.
But then there's that whole group of moms that's like, oh, you're so lucky. Get those kids back in school.
Two best days of the year for parents, Christmas Day and back to school day. The 2-1. Three and 1 the count, 2-0 the score, the Mojo on top. Rothrock working hard out there. Those cheeks red from the effects of the sun and from the hard work. Back to the screen it goes.
You know, Krista's coaches say that she's a clutch hitter. She can go gap to gap. It'd be a perfect time right now to shorten up and show off a little of that gap power.
Tying runs are on. Sienna Solis, daughter of Amy and Mike.
Now batting.
She too, outstanding volleyball player as well as softball. And from the left side, defense stays just about even, maybe a little bit the other way in the outfield. All right, time for a quick conversation, both sides. Solis popped out to the catcher back in the second inning. Teacher or physical therapist someday. Anyway, her early thoughts at this point. No batting gloves as she takes that screwball that misses outside.
She's got some excellent pull power, is what her coaches say. She's at the front of the box. She does not want any part of that down and outside pitch. It's not her power zone, but this is a very good pitcher's pitch. Nice spot.
Boy, right back out there. That's electric. 2-2 the count. Solid take. Rolls that one to the left side, bobbled off the bag. Everybody's safe. Pennell went over, tried to play it off a backhand, and once it hit that bag, skipped away. She couldn't recover.
Yeah, playing just a little off the line, not by much, but it tips off the edge of the glove. Almost able to recover, but great heads-up base running by Kate Vance to take third.
She got a break there. If that doesn't hit the bag, it's in left field and a run scores. 1-0 the count. Elise reaches. And Brooke Apple. Two and 0. Brooke was sharing one of the biggest challenges she's had to overcome, and I quote, earning playing time from my dad. He doesn't give it to me easily.
Honesty.
3-1. That'll be, make a note of that. That's going to be in the interview. Well,
I feel like as a parent, a lot of times
you go the other way.
You err on the other
Yes.
side. Yeah, you don't want to show favoritism towards your kid.
tie. That's a run. And if you can have a patient at bat like that, you maybe even move up in the order. The 9-hole hitter flips the lineup. 2-1 is the score, and Caitlin Terry gets a chance. But first, a quick conversation in the circle.
Yeah, there were a couple of pitches early on in that count that were very close to the strike zone. I think one, if not two, could have possibly been called strikes, but you got to just come right back through the zone and not use that as an excuse. Team just coming together to refocus, get back on track.
Starting to play a little catch. Taylor Hess. Not moving swiftly. Out of Maple Lake High School in St. Augusta, Minnesota. Outside. To Caitlin Terry, Greenway High School in Phoenix. Daughter of Christy and Joe. Good pitch, goes right back out there. Grabbed the wide at the plate that time with the screwball.
Yeah, this is the pitch Rothrock wants called.
Two and one the count. Her mom, Christy, caught at Florida State. 2-2. And her dad played football at Georgia. The 2-2 into the catcher's mitt, an effective rise ball. The team out of Arizona with a little fight in them. Scrappy, a bases loaded walk. We'll talk with their head coach when we come back. 2-1 is the score. The fourth, we got you. I'm telling you. You're going to hear about it, Kareen. We got you. Great storylines developing at the 14U title game. Steve Apple's the head coach of the Arizona Storm. Steve, thanks for hanging. How does a team that has been together and trust each other for a long time, though doesn't have a roster full of college commits, hang right in there like you guys have done with this Mojo team?
It's all about team chemistry for this team. They've played together for quite a while, and they just trust each other. We go to war. We're known to get after teams and put the pressure on. We play a very tough schedule year-round. With the rule change, we probably missed out on some recruits, but this group has quite the attention and has many schools following them. So a lot of bright futures in college ahead for these girls.
So there's a positive, right, with the rule change, and I won't go too deep on it. It allows some of your other athletes to truly develop now without that pressure.
Absolutely. I coached an older group that's going to be freshmen in college this year, and it's a big difference. I think it's an excellent rule change, and it's great for the sport of softball.
Yeah, and your team's right on point with it. And talk about your pitcher, Jocelyn Brisky, in the circle, what she's done for you this tournament. She's really settled down in that circle this game and stopped a tough-hitting offense.
Absolutely. So Jocelyn's really been pitching for about 2.5 years, and
wow.
and the movement this year. We had a fastball and a changeup last year, and she's really developed some spin with the curveball. Throws a nasty rise ball, and just has taken that spot. We have another one, my first baseman, 55, the lefty too. We have a great lefty-righty combo. We truly have two aces to be in the circle, and it makes a big difference, and that's part of the reason we're in this position right now as a first-year 14U team.
Hey, look, I know it's nervous time, so I'll read this last one for you, and then I'm going to let you go. This comes from that's a big swing and a miss.
Yes, it is.
That comes from the questionnaire from your daughter, Brooke, and she says the following: greatest challenge you have had to overcome, earning playing time, playing for my dad because he doesn't give it to me easily. So I'd share that with you.
Yeah, that's that. There's no daddy ball here, but you know what? When it comes to it, we're raising young ladies as well as softball players, and they'll be big time when it counts in the real world, and that's what it's about.
Steve, congratulations to getting to this point. Keep it going.
Perfect. Hope to see you guys again next year. Thanks.
You got it, Steve Apple. As I told you, Amanda, they felt like next year was their year.
Oh, first-year 14s, they're a year ahead of schedule, and talking to the original founder of Storm Softball, Rick Beach, still very much involved. He said this team has a plan, this organization has a plan, and it's exciting to see the direction that they're going at. in the Platinum division, their 14U team finished 5th. So as a whole, this organization is looking strong.
Fun. A lot of energy with both these teams. Love talking to both. We didn't even get to bust anyone, though. Got Alexa Ortiz or Jalen Castillo. Right in on the hands. Popped up looking for it. Can't find it. And again, that's a tough play up against the backstop. Maybe Jackie Ibarra. Those are the role players, the utility players. It could have been mugging behind coach there. Didn't do it. Corrine didn't get to them in time. 1-2 the count. Not a bad 2-strike pitch, a screwball that's well outside. To Lila Blackwell. The Indiana native has her eyes on Kentucky and South Carolina. Outside corner, roll up an inning, because that's exactly what Jocelyn Brisky just did. By the way, national title game, been pitching for 2 years? Gotta be kidding me. The Mojo on top of the 5th inning, the 14U Premier Division National Championship game. During monsoon season, which we're in right now in the state of Arizona. What an appropriate name for this team that has been tough to deal with. They've been a dirt storm for everyone they've dealt with in this tournament. That was great what Steve said, their head coach. You know, don't read too much into the fact that we don't have they necessarily wouldn't have a roster full as to the Mojo do, but we have a couple of young athletes that were on the verge. The rule changed and they stepped back. Well, he loved the rule. He loves it.
I think a lot of coaches do, and it's smart to pull back and not rush into a decision for fear that it might not be there, because you can only get better and develop.
Royalty. Was it Allison Royalty, the pitcher
Yes.
for the Batbusters?
Yep.
She was similar, had a chance to early on, didn't draw the attention she wanted. ASU found her late, and undersized, wouldn't be someone that would move off the charts with regard to height and all the things you see, and she is going to be a great college pitcher. And she heads into her freshman year at ASU. Just one of the names that pop into my mind. A walk to Sierra Daniel, Alexis Delmonica. Takes high. Great speed. Track and field takes advantage of that speed. Good pitch. Thought about it for a moment, pulled the bat back. It almost appeared to be one of those, for whatever reason, taking all the way.
Yeah, when you wait for that inside pitch, you got to pull that trigger quickly.
Pop the bunt up. And an empty at bat that time for Delmonica. She pops that one up to the third baseman. She had lined out to the second baseman back in the 3rd inning.
Now batting catcher number 13, Alexa War.
Alexa War had a power swing last time up. Drove a ball deep to left field. Ballpark held it. Play was made. She's got another one right back to the screen.
And Alexa looking to take her hacks, not get cheated. She's got a ton of power.
Taking advantage of a ball in the dirt, heads up base running by Sierra Daniel. And an RBI chance for Alexa War.
Sees the ball down in the dirt, hesitates for just a second.
1-2 the count. Keegan Rothrock rocks and fires into center field. Hustling on around is Daniel. The throw to the plate. We're tied. War in there safely following the throw. 2-2 game, Mojo and Storm.
Well, there's that clutch hitting the Storm's been looking for. Just nice and easy right back up the middle. Doesn't get all of the ball, but that actually plays to her advantage, as it takes a little bit longer to get to Adams in center field, who makes a nice throw home. But Sierra Daniel with the speed from second base, great read on that ball up the middle.
Number 7, Kate Vance.
And opting for a pinch runner. Popped up, left side. Put away. Second out of the inning. Jackie Ibarra is the pinch runner. Jackie would love to come back in and see her teammate. She's at Corona del Sol High School in Chandler, starting her freshman year. Jocelyn Brisky, high pop on the infield. Put away, but not before the Storm with the walk to Daniel, the aggressive base running, and the timely hitting by War tie this title game up. Gary Henning is the founder and executive vice president of Premier Girls Fast Pitch. And Gary, it's fun to have you in this final broadcast and this celebration that has been an amazing couple of weeks. I want to throw you into the Wayback Machine. When you guys put this together, take me into the rooms, the conversations, the meetings, then to now. Let's do a little bit of both. How neat this is and how you guys put it together back then.
Okay, there were a lot of teams that were not happy with how things were being done at the time, and we had submitted information, complained, submitted suggestions. It became apparent that none of those were going to be taken seriously. So there's about 30 of us that got together and decided, what the heck, let's try it.
And I'm going to throw you in the Wayback Machine to when I was playing and when you were coaching all these national championships. And what's different? I mean, this is a great age level, because this is where you could really start to see the independence in the girls. This is kind of telling of what they could be like at the next level. So what do you feel like is the biggest difference?
Well, the biggest difference is there are so many more kids participating now. And all of the age groups here are put basically in the same venue. They all have the same opportunity to be seen. The coaching has improved. The equipment has improved immensely, as you know. And I think that there are more kids now playing at a higher level, and therefore the teams get better.
What can you and what can PGF keep doing better and keep growing? You guys are never satisfied. When you think of it, it doesn't have to be something dreamy that we've never thought of, but what can you guys do to push yourselves to make sure 20 is even better?
Well, I think that we can continue to look for other areas of the country where softball is not yet developed. When Amanda played and I coached at that time, we would go to the Nationals praying for a Florida team, praying for a Georgia team. It's not that way anymore.
No, sir. No, sir. A big growth and a big development. Dan Hay has joined us over the last couple of weeks, your partner in this whole venture for years. He's talked about the importance of giving back, helping in the fight against cancer, as that one will go all the way to the wall, representing the go-ahead run. Looking at three. Caught her napping just a little bit. We'll get to that question in a second. As a matter of fact, you break this down. You know as much about this sport as any of us. This play here, beautiful swing. You got a couple of monitors. What do you see?
Well, when the ball gets through the infield that quickly on the ground, there isn't much you can do to keep it from going to the fence. It would have been helpful if someone had been telling the relay where her throw was before she caught the ball, because I think there might have been a play at third.
It's a big out in the infield before this inning may come to an end. How important is the piece of the fight against cancer, the John Wayne Cancer Institute? You guys make it clear to the teams, hey, $100 out of each one of your entry fees is going to this cause.
Well, that's been Dan's baby from day one. We've given $450,000, $85,000 this year, we being the teams and PGF. And it is obviously very important, and it's something that I know will be ongoing.
And honoring Mark Campbell, obviously a great travel ball coach, a great high school coach at Pacifica, Batbusters as well, and protected his community in law enforcement, and we lost him way too young. Way too young.
Yeah, it was an incredibly painful surprise. I coached two of Mark's daughters. I coached with him. He was someone who really got it, who was there for the right reason. He could be harsh, but he was always for the kids. He was always on their side. And it is truly a shame that he's not here. This was his age group. 14 and under was his age group. He dominated it with the Victory USA, with the Batbusters, and it is truly a shame he's not here.
He would have loved the energy today, wouldn't he?
Yes, he would.
He would have loved the energy and the level of play. Charging in and able to make the play, and the lead is grabbed by the Mojo. Amanda Freed, they come right back. The Mojo out of Tennessee, and they lead it 3-2.
Yeah, you have to keep the pressure on this team. This is a very good defensive team, but offensively, you just always have the feeling that they're about to break out. Making some really nice contact. This one opposite field, just drops in front of Brooke Apple out in right field. A run scores, and Macy Bergeron in for a double.
We'll have a runner out there. Jasmine Kimpson is joining us. Gary Hanning. Conversation about all that has gone on over the last decade for PGF. Joining us for just one more moment in the booth. Looking for an extra bag. Not in time. Fearless. That's one thing she and I have talked about. There's a lot of fearlessness at that 14 down.
Yes.
It's almost like they haven't become cynical and fearful about what could happen.
Well, I think so, and I also think that they're accustomed to defenses not being quite as sharp, quite as aware, and so they take chances. They take chances that you wouldn't take in 18 and under, because the kids in 18 and under maybe know better.
Yeah, absolutely. Hey, listen, thank you. It's good to be back with you.
Thank you.
Good to see you again. Gary Hanning, the founder of PGF, Executive Vice President, on a couple of weeks to celebrate of outstanding softball. Best of the best 14U title game. Through the years, this has been an incredible event, obviously through the last decade, but over the last couple of years at this 14U Premier Age Group. Memorable. And we do honor Mark Campbell as his Batbusters team, as Gary just said a moment ago. What kind of breaks your heart and makes you excited all at the same time that these athletes will take it to the next level. The Texas Dirt Divas in 2017 with the title, and there's nothing more fun than watching that man, Marty Tyson, coach and lead. He sat on the seats on the sideline as his baby's 10U. He's not the head coach of that team. Won the 19 title. Some good memories, aren't they, as you look at the teams through the years?
I remember them all. I just love the diversity. You don't see the same team year after year. It's really spread out across the country.
All right, getting late. Late on that clock, late in this game. Two more shots for the team out of Arizona. Scrappy, tough team. Gary was talking about them before we started the last inning. Gary Hanning, that is. Saying they're just kind of not scared. They're fearless. They don't realize what they're dealing with. A couple of arms getting loose. Taylor Hess and Emma Langston. That one is low and inside. Krista Martinez. Krista has struck out and she has walked. 1-2 the count.
I really like that fearless mentality. I keep thinking about that. Why it changes, where it shifts.
Good rise ball, disappears into the clouds.
And you want your athletes to get out there, put it all out there, make mistakes, and learn from them. This is a nice rise ball. This 14U age group seems to be the division where you still take risks and you're fearless, but you start to add the smarts.
Experience, right? Proper experience, well coached. And we know this team from Arizona with Steve Apple and Corey Vance and Jimmy Martinez doing their part in that area. High pop. That one settles right next to us. Apple, the coach of this Storm team, coaching softball for 13 years. Handful of kids that have gone to college. He's a father of 5 daughters. In the mortgage business. Popped up, charging, putting that one away is a good one. Solis. Corey Vance, one of his assistant coaches, pitched at the highest of levels. On the baseball side, 2 daughters, and he is a Casa Grande firefighter for 11 years in Arizona. That Casa Grande somewhere between Phoenix and Tucson right there on I-10. There's strike one. Jimmy Martinez, final assistant, and a Tucson police detective for 25 years.
I'm so impressed with so many of these coaches who manage to balance their own family life, their own kids, coaching, traveling, work. This is a volunteer position. Just coaches that love and have a passion for this game and for developing these young athletes.
To the right side, in front of the bag, it's a foul ball. At the other line, and foul.
Good pitches, even when you make contact with really good pitches, it's hard to put them between the white lines. So Apple going right side, spinning going left side.
Changed up on her. Wow, what a pitch. My goodness. Keegan Rothrock. Everything hard and firm and up, and then that's a Bugs Bunny changeup. Foul tips, welcome. Absolutely the job they're doing at the snack bars on site. Go to that wallet, don't be scared to drop it in the cup. Don't be cheap. There's a good grill out there, grilling great protein. Bottom of the 6th inning. Mojo would love to add on. Well, where do we start? First of all, the Mojo and their offense, very dangerous. Keegan Rothrock has been a big part, the Florida commit, of keeping her team up 3-2. But in the next breath, Jocelyn Brisky has handled herself as if she belongs with every one of those commits.
Yeah, this is a great test and a great way to, as an athlete, to rise to the occasion and know that you can compete with the best of them. And I think this Storm team is definitely settled in to this ball game. They've competed. It's turned out to be a really good game.
When you get a hitter to commit to that pitch, you're in a good place. We know they're aggressive, and when a team is that aggressive, splitting the plate just doesn't ever make sense. Go up there and see if they'll go get it.
Yeah, just trying to get a piece of it, staying in the at-bat.
And we saw her foe that she's dealing with, Rothrock, pull a changeup out of her holster to end the inning. Let's see if that's what happens on the give back. Nope. Up the ladder, that's crushed toward left center field and toward that wall, up against the wall. Nearly a home run. was on that rise ball. Not easy to do. She rode that up in the zone and crushed it.
Well, after watching the foul ball in the previous swing, Brisky goes higher, but this time Rothrock keeps her hands high to match it and drives it off the fence in left center field. Nice defensive piece of hitting. There were 2 strikes in that count.
One of our favorites. We've been talking about her a lot. She's getting a chance to pinch run. Corinne Poncho. We had fun with her earlier as she was doing a little mugging behind her head coach. She gets an opportunity on this broadcast and in this game to go to work. There she is. From Iota, Louisiana, Notre Dame High School. First baseman can play on the corner of the outfield, a versatile player. And when she's got a bat in her hands, is a dangerous power hitter. Right now, she's going to run the bases smart. Pop that bunt up right to her. And that's an easy chance for Brisky. Poncho has to head back.
It's a nice pitch in that bunt situation. It's the spin on the pitch a lot of times. Even if you throw it down the center of the plate, if you get a lot of spin, you're going to induce quite a few fly balls.
Jolie Adams fouls that one off. Nursing or maybe engineering her areas of focus she'd like to look into as she gets older and hopes to play in college. With the new rules, she'll wait a little bit, but what did she mention? How about Oklahoma, Michigan, Florida, Auburn? Flipped around to hit from the left side. And a life and an athletic changing decision. And boy, she's reaped the benefits.
And she's reaping the benefits from this recruiting change also, because now she has an opportunity to really work on this craft. And she surrounded herself with such good athletes. She's going to get seen and picked up easily by one of those top programs.
2-2 the count. Her mom is Danielle. And there are 5 other cheerleaders at home. She is one of 6. Danielle, her sister Danielle, mom Danielle, sister Danielle, Angelina, and then Junie, Angelo, Noah, 3 brothers. And just mom doing the heavy lifting at home. Oh, that's a good take. 3-2 the count.
And this is good discipline also. Keeps the hands high, thinks about it, but keeps them back.
Just off the plate. So a couple of runners on.
A great at-bat, a long at-bat, just out of the zone. Nice take.
Lila Blackwell takes that bunt with her, flying up the line, and a fine play to turn it into an out by Della Monica. Alexis pounced, but runners move up to second and third. Sack bunt, 2 away.
This is a beautiful bunt, just nice anticipation by Della Monica over at third base. I like the idea, so close to loading the bases.
Quite a distance away from the plate with a wide open stance. That's Goodwin. As Jaden fouls that one off, the Kentucky native, Bourbon County High School in Paris, Kentucky. Rising sophomore this year. Slaps it toward the left side, down, a huge hit. Big aggressive turn, but back in there just fine, thank you very much, by Adams, and a massive add-on run. What a job there by Goodwin, 4-2.
And it started with that bunt put down by Blackwell, moved the runners over to third and second, and then a beautiful piece of hitting, just putting it into shallow left field, scoring one run. A big turn by Adams.
Mia Williams in the hole. 0-1 the count. Homered in the third inning. Tripled in the fifth inning. Putting some big numbers up, the Gator, the future Gator. On the left side. Communication there. Delamonica calls her off. This team has fought and scrapped and hung in there, the Storm. But they're now down by a pair. Their final opportunity. The 14U PGF Premier Championship game. Championship time, maybe. The way the Storm have played, you cannot at all start looking to pack that trophy up and take it home. Arizona, a team that has fought their way to this point, all local players in the state of Arizona, against a talented team, Tennessee-based, but commits from all over east of the Mississippi, and strike one. Caitlin Terry, a sack bunt and a couple of strikeouts. Caitlin takes high, 1-1 the count.
Now batting number 55, Caitlin Terry.
Caitlin rules that one foul, waited as long as she could.
And right now it's about base runners, getting a runner on one at a time, moving them over, playing for two.
Those hands busy just trying to hang around, a great reaction. As a father of 4 daughters as I am, knowing a lot about nails, those are some championship nails there. I don't think there's a color that isn't represented on those fingers. That's a championship look right there. High pop-up, left side. Put away. For the first out, one step closer as Caitlin Terry is retired.
Second baseman number 3, Sierra Daniel.
Hopes to go back out and play some defense. She'd love nothing more. Sierra Daniel has had a very good championship. She's singled, she has scored a run. Picked up an extra base on a ball in the dirt after she had walked. It was her heads-up base running that had her advancing, and then Alexa War followed by driving her in. Back in the 5th inning to tie it. Outside corner, screwball, 1-1 the count.
Now momentum can be created here in the top of the 7th inning. You got 2 outs left to work with.
Screwball with some dive to it that time, 1-2 the count. Down that left field line. Recovering, that's a fair ball. Kind of a minor misstep out there by Blackwell. Once she recovered, Daniel, a big start with 1 out.
And this is a tough decision to make because this ball's right on the line. So as a left fielder, if it's foul, you go for it. You lay out and dive. If it's fair, you have to be careful. If you lay out and it gets by you, that's a double, possibly a triple. So played it safe and ended up recovering.
So Sierra gets things started. She'll run the bases aggressively. The daughter of Peter and Pamela out there at first. By the way, her dad was an amazing hurdler, international level, representing Canada. This Delmonica, Queen Creek, Arizona, Queen Creek High School. 1-1 the count. Looking for her first hit of this championship game. Or the right side, looking for the lead runner. And a fine play, cool and easy by Angelique Bueno. Just leaving very little doubt how smooth this team is defensively.
Yeah, not playing it safe, not getting the easy out, going for that lead runner.
And it's Alexa Ward. Alexa popped up to the second baseman, then hit a ball hard to left in the 4th inning and singled in a run in the 5th inning. The catcher has done a fine job behind the plate with Brisky. He's got one final chance to do damage.
And Rothrock has just been hammering the strike zone here in the 7th inning.
Pulled the string on her. Went good firm fastball to start, then backed it off. Rothrock has her exactly where she wants her at 0-2.
And a great location.
Into the dirt it goes. Keegan Rothrock against Alexa Ward. The 1-2. Off speed stayed high. That changeup out of the zone. 2 balls and 2 strikes to count. And that'll do it. The Tennessee Mojo, the 2019 14U Premier Division National Champions. It was a pleasure to watch Keegan Rothrock work. It was also a pleasure to watch the courage and commitment of the team out of Arizona. Next year is supposed to be their year. Now they'll come back to this event with a target on their back because they are a special, special team. But congratulations to the Mojo and the way they went about their business. Their head coach, Josh Fisher. So many talented athletes that have found their way to this roster. And a celebration of softball, certainly, and the future of softball. Keegan Rothrock, some kind of special. When we come back, we'll have a quick conversation down on the diamond. A moment all of the athletes in orange will never forget. The Tennessee Mojo, the national champs, Amanda Freed down in the diamond with Keegan Rothrock. Guys?
Yeah, thanks, Darren. So I've got winning pitcher Keegan Rothrock, Tennessee Mojo. So this is your second national championship, PGF national championship. What about this one makes it so special?
I don't know. My team really fought in this one. This was one of the better games we've played this week, and our bats have definitely come alive, and my defense was behind me. So.
When you give a lot of credit to your defense, but you got it done in the circle. You were so much fun to watch, and you've done it all week long. So what's your approach in the circle? What got you through and kept you focused in these tough games?
I just had to be confident in my pitches, and I had to know my defense was behind me. And I did know that, and I have full trust in my catcher. So as long as I have all of those things, I know I can do what I need to do.
You guys looked really good. And finally, just for your fans, supporters, your family who are out here traveling, the organization, everybody who's out here supporting you guys, you've got a phenomenal organization. What would you want to say to them?
Thank you. They've all helped me in every way that they can, and they've all had faith in me, and they've all had courage in me, and all I have to do is thank them.
Thank you, Keegan and Darren.
Yeah, that's great stuff. By the way, the fun little side note on that championship and trusting her catcher, Macy Bajeron, her outstanding catcher who worked behind the plate with her. As Rothrock in a couple of years goes to Florida, Bajeron goes to LSU. They won't be working together anymore. What a spectacular day. What an amazing event. We celebrate both these teams and you softball fans out there. On behalf of our Premier Girls Fast Pitch outstanding production team and the work they do all the way through this entire event as we put a bow on it in 2019, our leader and our producer director, John Walsh, Dan Hay, of course, the CEO and the man behind Premier Girls Fast Pitch. She's Amanda Freed. Love learning the sport from her, and you all are fortunate to do so as well. My name is Darren Sutton. Congratulations to the Tennessee Mojo, the 2019 14U Premier National Champs. We'll see you soon. Keep loving this sport.